I just made a tennis video and felt good to get that rage out, you know? But I've been thinking. Uh-oh. He's been thinking again. What do we do? I don't know, I've been thinking about how my life could have ended up if I didn't go the ways that I've gone. I was just thinking how crazy I would be, how crazy my life would be, and how different I would be as a person if I hadn't done a few very small things. Like, for example, when I went into kindergarten, I was 5 years old. I had just turned five, and I was basically very young. I was a very young kindergartner. And I went through kindergarten, made a lot of friends. I had a great time. It was a great year. Kindergarten's always going to be a great year because it's baby school. And at the end of the year, they pull me aside and they're like, hey, you're a young guy, aren't you? Do you want to stay here in this fun spot or move up with all of your friends and go with them? And to most people who have a functional frontal cortex, they think, oh, well, all my friends are going up there, and it's how most normal people advance through the school system. And it's going to be a little bit more challenging, but it's still probably going to be a lot of fun, and I won't get laughed at. A lot of pros, not a lot of cons. But in my brain, I was thinking TV all day or friends? Which one is it going to be? And you can probably imagine which one I. Obviously, I chose TV. What kind of an idiot do you think I am? Friendship. But that formed a lot of my early life. That small decision when I was really, really young informed, like, it basically made me who I was. It made me think that I was a social outcast. It made me think that all my friends were above me, that I was older than the people in my own class, that I was more mature than the people in my own class, that I knew more than the people in my own class. When in reality, I was only like a little bit older than them, and I had technically gone through kindergarten twice. So, whatever knowledge that accessed, in my tiny little brain, I sure used all of it, without discrimination. I abused that knowledge. I remember the first day I walk in, I'm like, yeah, I've already been here. I know where the gym is. I can take you there. I know where the cafeteria is. It's that way. Ladies, please, one at a time. No autographs right now. Please. I'm way too busy. And so naturally, I didn't make a lot of friends. Not a lot of people liked me, but you know what I did get? I did get another year of television. So, win-win, they say. I think it was 2 years after that, I was caught in the lunchroom stealing 34 ketchup packets. So, clearly my life ended out great. But the point is, that I'm trying to get to is, life has all these tiny little twists and turns. And the tiniest little thing can make the biggest difference. And what I've found is the big decision that you've been mulling over and thinking about doesn't have that big of a difference on your life. It doesn't make anything new. It doesn't sometimes, and remember this is from my experience, 19-year-old, what do I know? So grain of salt, if you will. But it's those tiny things earlier on in life that end up snowballing into becoming a part of you. And it's the big things that you think will snowball, they usually don't pick up any traction, or not enough traction. The point is, we're also worried about the choices that we have to make. Are we going to pick right? Are we going to pick wrong? Left, right, up, down, whatever. Yet in the end, it's the choices we've already made that have the biggest impact on us. That's stupid, obviously. What am I. Sorry, half-formed thought. We shouldn't dwell on well, no. We shouldn't dwell too much on something that you think is big, because at the end of the day, you don't know what's going to change your life. You have no idea what's going to impact you 20 years down the road, what's going to make you you at the end of your life. And we think that we have this kind of control over our decisions and over what we do and over how we think and all this. But we don't really have as much choice over that as we think we do. That's both scary and a little freeing, in my opinion. It's scary because we don't have control. A lot of people don't like not having control. But then again, religion exists, so who knows? But it's also like a lot of people enjoy the fact that like they need that kind of freedom of that ease of thinking, that freedom of thought, that not everything will destroy you, and you really don't, it's not up to you. I mean, it's a little up to you. You have choices, but they're just not as potent as you think they are. And it's important to make the best choices that you can based on the best information that you have, and like do your best. But also know that your best is only going to take you so far in every situation. And if it works out, that's more a matter of, well, if you believe in God, then it's a matter of God. But if you believe in chance, then it's a matter of chance. It's a matter of what you believe in, and then that'll take you the rest of the way. But the point is, you don't have to tear your head apart worrying about something that might very well not matter in the next year. And I've been worrying and worrying about where my life is going to go and who I'm going to end up being, and how fast I get there, and how how much money I make and all this stuff. And I think that it'll all fall into place however it needs to. And I just need to do my best in the moment more. Because a lot of people think that they just need to be their best at certain points in time. And then all of the other times they kind of just, they don't have to care that much. But it's all those moments where people aren't paying attention that make the biggest difference. Because you're not doing it for them. You're doing it to do it. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it so that the world is better. Hopefully this all made sense. How deep am I gonna get? Whoa. If you made it this far, please support me further. Cause then I'll keep making them further.